Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
WTS back at it once again on the Boulevard. You already know. Big shout out to the supporters, as always, in the building. We have a couple of topics, 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, to speak on today. And I just want to first and foremost give a big shout out and salute to the supporters, those who are on deck in the building. Salute to you. This one, the main topic is about Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying? Former world champion Kell Brook, cocaine admission. A lot of people couldn't speculate if it was actually anything, you know what I'm saying? Because we have so many fake videos that's out there today that it's hard to even, narrow it down to what's real and what's fake. I mean, just because somebody's doing something that resembles or emulates a type of behavior associated with drug use doesn't necessarily saying that you can determine it was drugs. But Kell Brook has since came out. We're going to talk about that, right? We're going to talk about that just a little later. What I want to speak on is first, I want to speak on Haney, Devin Haney, and Vasil Lomachenko situation. My curiosity is on the Friday is for Lomachenko, who's 17 victories in, 2 defeats, 11 knockouts. And we know that those 2 defeats came from Orlando Salido and Teofimo Lopez. I just want to get straight to the point about Lomachenko. It just seems like the boxing gods have came to roost on the back end of his career, because the way he came into this damn, sport was wearing a costume of deception when it comes down to it, because he had already been fighting professional before. The man got 2 tours in the Olympics. But he still wasn't sure. Him and his team still wasn't sure to come over to the professional ranks like everybody else. I mean, they wanted to come up here and have professional fights, not record it, and then come on deck and try to say, okay, this is it. This is the perfect time. We're going to send you in here and give you a title fight early. We're going to give you a title fight early. Your second professional fight, we're going to provide you with a title shot. We're going to allow you to become a part of history. We're going to set the red carpet just for you, Vasil Lomachenko. And he went in there with the wrong one. Come on. That opponent that he had, Orlando Salido, pretty much understood. He pretty much understood. The entire freaking gift that they was trying to lay out for Lomachenko, and it didn't work. So he ended up going in there against Gary Russell Jr. for a vacant title and ended up winning in his 3rd professional fight, which tied him with this boxer from Thailand. Moving forward in his career, man, when it comes to Lomachenko, I mean, he has had one of those careers where no matter who he fights, They're gonna blow it up, exaggerate as big as possible with the most helium that you've ever seen in your goddamn life. He's been in the ring, right? Some big names. When he went in there with Rigondeaux, who was moving up in weight, and I remember Rigondeaux quitting because his hand. Okay, I won't say quit, but yeah, he retired because his hand from that fight. They were saying, "Oh man, Lomachenko, he's this, and this." He did go over there and defeat Nicholas Waters when he was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at his resume leading up to Rick, say he had a stellar resume for a two-time Olympian. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the person that's on his resume that represents him on Teofimo Lopez's resume. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. He went in there and fought Luke Campbell, was able to get the knockdown, fought him for the vacant WBC title, got the win, but then finish him. So all the way up when he fought Teofimo Lopez, right? I'm saying Teofimo Lopez at the time, the amount of fights you look at that Teo had, and then you look at the amount of fights that Lomachenko had. All right. Teofimo Lopez, when he got his first title shot, had 15 fights. I mean, that was going to be his 15th fight, right? He went in there with 14, and that was going to be his 15th fight. All right. The same thing with Vasyl Lomachenko to a point. When he faced Lomachenko, he was going in there for his 16th professional fight. Very, very early in the boxing game, so to speak, but no one was calling Vasyl Lomachenko a prospect. He had already won a title in his third professional fight, but him and Teo, they pretty much had around the same amount of professional fights when they fought each other. But up to that point, Lomachenko didn't have, he just didn't have that big name that people have been looking for to say, okay, that's it. Like even Gary Russell Jr. wasn't established when he beat him. He wasn't established like that. He picked up titles along the way. Cool. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. But when Teofimo Lopez came in there and had the opportunity to face Lomachenko, he had already beat Richard Comey. So when Lomachenko had the unified titles and fought Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko was high on the pound for pound list, I think sitting at number 2. And how he got the number 2 was just strictly off the strength of his amateur pedigree and whatever he was able to get accomplished during his professional career. What I'm trying to tell you is that Lomachenko really never had it difficult in his boxing career. He went in there and beat those opponents that he was supposed to beat. This man did 2 tours in the Olympics, 2 gold medals. Salute to him. I'm not taking any of that service away from Lomachenko. But when it comes down to him now, facing 2 of Teofimo Lopez's common opponents, we've seen that happen. We've seen him fight Masayoshi Nakatani, and we've seen him fight Richard Comey. Shit like that. We get to a point where he's fighting a guy, Jermaine Ortiz, who's supposed to be a worthy opponent, 16-0, really never stepped in there with nobody. He goes the distance. And now all of a sudden, the talk that he had been speaking on previously, he ain't getting the same volume. Like, it's a huge amount of the debates that I've been a part of when it came to was Devin Haney, Vasyl Lomachenko's mandatory. And that's not even a topic of discussion, but why he was elevated to franchise champion, stuff like that. People saying that he ducked this, that, and the other. If you don't fight Devin Haney now, a lot of this stuff is going to resurface. You're going to pull the scab off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because before you had the franchise chip, that has since evaded you. And amazingly, Devin Haney is in possession of that. You know what I'm saying? When he was in, right there in the same sanctioning body, the failed tournament took place. It just blew up in front of the face, right? Lomachenko told Mauricio Suleiman after the Luke Campbell fight, he wasn't fighting the rest of the year. I'm talking about this red carpet treatment. You know what I'm saying? This is red carpet right here. You know what I'm saying? This is royalty. The man wins the vacant WBC and tells them, I'm not fighting the rest of the year. So in between time, Mauricio elevates this man to the friendship champion. All right? Accommodations, concierge service, top of the line VIP. He goes on to continue to do what he do. They try to slide him there with Cambosis. He got called over there to Ukraine, then came back. And a lot of his previous banter is coming to light now because he said he'll fight him anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It was a point in time where they didn't provide Devin Haney like any respect because, yeah, he got the belt the way he did. He was elevated. And a lot of people wasn't, getting respect. But now he's put that to bed, buried it, and gave it a headstone. Now you disappoint me. You came back over here saying you'll fight that man wherever, whenever, however. And then when he gets in the ring and Lomachenko been short, I mean, let's not play stupid. He's been short. He ain't grown much at all. He's a much older guy from hanging out in the Olympics for 2 tours, right? He gets in the ring and tries to sell it to the crowd that Devin's a heavyweight. And at that moment, it took a lot out of me. Like, I always told people that Lomachenko was overrated. If you can find a shovel and dig back into my lives, I always said that Lomachenko was overrated. But when he said that, it just took a lot out of me to not put too much emphasis in the thinking they was going to fight. Like I said, this fight ain't happening. Lomachenko's making excuses already. And then we heard rumor mill that Haney may potentially move up to 140. All this damn circulatory rumor mill is going around. I'm looking for Lomachenko to step up to the plate and we can finally get the proving grounds for Devin Haney. Like, people not really taking it and putting it on the top of the shelf when he fought freaking Cambozo. They give him credit for it, no doubt about it. They give him credit for it. But they really want to see Lomachenko done. And they would definitely like to see Devin Haney dead him. Put him to rest, period. See, I know he has 2 other losses. Check this out. I'm talking about at this stage in his career, they're waiting for him to have that fight to just lay the dirt over him. Because, he's been able to walk around here and pretty much do what he wants. Even in his decline, people still praise him. But I'm going to be honest with you. When he said what he said in the ring, he heavyweight, like, Devin's not even fighting, y'all. He had just got off a fight. And just like that, this man is trying to convince the crowd that man don't balance the scales at 135 pounds. I thought it was some punk ass shit, dog. To be one of the older fighters than Lomachenko, I was disappointed to the fullest, man. Like, not you of all people. The one that they say that's high tech and you can box and you can do all these things, right? You got this incredible foot movement. You can dance and you can hit fighters from different angles. You the goddamn Ukraine magician. They was giving you all these motherfucking accolades. But yet you start to make excuses when it comes time for you to fight a fighter that has improved. He has improved since you initially won that vacant WBC title. You don't want to give him credit. You jump your ass on the mic and you say some shit about a lightweight now. A lightweight. I don't respect that, bro. I didn't respect that at all. Because at the end of the day, it's boxing. and weight is still being made. Now, I'm not on the team. I don't know how tough it is for Devin Haney to make weight, but I know how tough it was for you to make an excuse like that in front of the people. We already have enough fights that we're not getting. But for you to have such a household name and to get in front of the mic and say what you did, I say it was uncalled for, man, unacceptable. You are a competitor. They always look at you as a competitor, Lomachenko. You can do no wrong. They put it as look, they put it out there as best as they could to give you the entry that you was looking for. Rose petals, everything when they gave you the entry into the boxing. Who gets set up with a championship fight in a second pro fight? Who? You did, Lomachenko. And when it comes times for you at a part of your career where you know there's some declivity in your technical skills, you come out and you saturate a potential matchup when you should be building it. You should be getting the fans motivated. They should be getting hyped. But no, you throw the shit out there as if it really don't mean too much to you. You've been on record say you'll fight this man anywhere, but you get behind the mic and you say some bullshit like that. He heavyweight. I mean, dude, still making weight, Lomachenko. That just goes to show you, man. All along, people thought you was just surfing the waves naturally, but they didn't see what was underneath that board. You had a motherfucking engine in that bitch. And that's why you was able to ride as long as you rode, because people was always there to make sure you get from point A to B to C to D. Keep on going. You had that assistance. But now it's time to put up or shut up. You don't have a single title in your name, and you just downplay the fight. You downplay it. You canceled it out. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much place some ridicule to it. You act like you was nonchalant. Now you want to act like Devin Haney's doing something else wrong. Like, oh, he's not truly a lightweight no more. He's a 140 pounder. It's only 5 pounds separation between divisions. I just don't appreciate a fight of this magnitude, because a part of me in that Lomachenko believes that you didn't think he was going to go over there and beat Kambosos the first time. And if he beat him the first time, you didn't think it could happen again. Now that it did happen again, he's at your doorstep, and you wanna act like, well, he was big. He's heavyweight. Wow. I have a friend heavyweight too, Oleksandr. Why don't Haney fight Oleksandr Usyk? They look the same size. Why don't he fight my friend Usyk? I call him today. I set up fight. I have to speak to Bob. Maybe they can set fight up. Devin Haney versus Oleksandr Usyk. No, that can't happen, because Usyk has titles too. He's a unified champion. So Devin, it would be a good fight, but he has to vacate his titles. He fight my friend, true heavyweight. He vacate titles at lightweight, and now we have a fight. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko out there on some shit like that. I don't like it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like this shit. Because that's a fight that so many people wanted to see. And it's needed for both fighters, man. It's needed because everybody's been boosting Lomachenko up, man, for years upon years, bro. They've been maneuvering this guy around boxing. Man, that's like the most welcome departure, the most serenaded departure, and the most welcome back home that you would get. That man went over there. They took one picture to he was on a security detail. The man came back with enough luggage as if he was in the Bahamas. They in a full-blown war. And he's saying, Lomachenko in a war. But I never seen no pictures of you out there on the battlefield, bro. But he came back, man had like 4 or 5 suitcases, like his family was with him. Your family don't go with you to combat. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying he come back, and really nobody's talking about this fight. Now, shout out to Town Biz for talking about this. You know, he kind of put it out there that caveating off the fact that Lomachenko said he'll fight Devin Haney anywhere, right? So when we hear him say that, anywhere but the ATL, because Town was, vocalizing that Bilden may have wanted to come down here to the ATL and fight Lomachenko. Then turn around, Lomachenko definitely don't want to come down here to the Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And he's definitely not going to fight them in Oakland. Definitely not. Devin Haney is not popular in NYC like that. But I don't know if he even wanted to fight in NYC. I think Lomachenko's fought in NYC more than a lot of people. But pretty much he probably looking at Vegas or something. You know how it goes from these entitled boxers. I think he might want to fight over there. But my whole thing is, are you truly motivated for this fight? Because he's gotten better. You saw that Devin Haney's gotten better. It's going to be a much more tougher challenge for you. And you're making up all these excuses talking about you'll fight him anywhere, but you're not fighting him anywhere. You're not. You're unwilling to fight this man anywhere. It's been on record. You want to make excuses in front of the mic is the worst. The worst step you can take in front of millions of damn viewers is listening to you that support you, Lomachenko. They used to give you credit for doing anything and everything and making it look easy. But who have you fought? You never fought Ryan Garcia at lightweight, bro. You haven't fought Gervonta Davis. You fought Teofimo Lopez, who was coming up. And you took half of the damn fight off. I mean, we've been waiting. Richard Comey was a common opponent. Masayoshi Nakatani was a common opponent, T.O. But come on, man. Let's not throw Jermaine Ortiz in there and act like he was one of the damn Fab Five. He wasn't. I'm just trying to find out where's all the kingsmanship. Like, bro, this fight should have already been spoken on, signed, sealed, delivered, and we should be talking about it. You should be up there motivated and everything else, put a short IG video out and let the people know this fight is going on. What's holding it up? Why the hell what's holding it up, man? You want to fight or not? I'm going to leave it at that. You want to fight or not? I'm tired of this shit, man. And I was right. I love my instinct. I said Joshua was overrated when everybody was hyping him up. And I said Lomachenko was overrated. Those are only two fighters in boxing years ago that I said was overrated, that people was hyping up. Anthony Joshua and Vasyl Lomachenko. I did. People was looking at him, oh man, his style is just impeccable, beautiful. The rhythm is just something you don't see on an everyday basis. It's only coming a lifetime in the sport of boxing that you get a fighter that moves the way Lomachenko does. Wow. I just wish it can be duplicated and talk to other fighters so they can understand how special of a fighter this guy is. Seems like entitlement to me, that's all. Just seems like entitlement to me. Shout out to everyone in the building. Big Blunts and Boxing first on deck. Salute to you. King Mitch on deck, man. Comeback, what up? What's good, Mitch? Alexander, what up? WCS, what's good? On deck. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. OG in the building. Salute Scotty on deck with it. You already know, Bruce. Trap Media, WCS, let the youngsters know we all dabble with Brittany at some point. Like they do Green. Salute. I'm trying to find out. Put that together. Give me a minute. Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease on deck. Mr. Sucker Free in the building. Salute, big brother at WCS. Salute to you, Gumbo. What's good, everyone, on this weekend, man? It's Friday. If you don't know now, you know. This is where people get lazy. They may go into work early, or they may show up late. It depending on what your place of employment is. You feel me? But through our lifetime of simulation, Friday is supposed to be the final work day for some people. That's not all people, because there are shift workers that don't get a chance to get every weekend off. But shout out to Mr. Gumbo in the building. Bruce Gas in the building. Big Blunts and Box in the building. King Mitch. Alex down in the building. Trap Media. Salute to all y'all, man. So that's the way I feel about Vasyl Lomachenko. He's had the stage, just set up. The core was amazing when he came over here. The boxing decor for Vasyl Lomachenko is just beautiful. Now it gets time for him to get a little bit dirty. Against a fighter who was right there at your doorstep before. But you put it out there, you weren't going to do anything for the rest of you. You went on about your way, fought for the day, undisputed, didn't make it. And ever since then, you've been trying to recover and everything else. I get it. Now that same boxer that was behind you, he's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? In this division. And I'm not gonna lie. WCS would like for you to get a bit more motivated to take this fight for all the belts. I just wish you would get a little bit more motivated. You can go get the ring title. I'm pretty sure they're waiting to give you the ring title there, Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? They waiting on that shit. But I wish you would get a little bit more motivated, man, because you was high on the pound for pound list. They've given you, of any fighter, the Lomachenko, they've given you the best humanitarian treatment that you can get over here. They have shown you unconditional love, man. They kept you on the pound for pound list when you didn't have a single strap. How does that happen, though? You wasn't a lineal title holder. How does that happen? How do they keep you in attendance when you don't have a single strap around your waist? That just befuddles me the most, man. But I'm not going to speak too long on you today. I'm not going to speak too long on it, man, because you already know you've been getting that concierge service, that high. I'm talking about. This is platinum members. This is global VIP. Lomachenko has gotten better service over here and accommodations than a lot of fighters that was actually born over here. That's real talk. I'm just being honest. But moving on. I want to highlight former world champion Kell Brook. All right. The reason why I want to highlight Mr. Kell Brook if you talk, I don't know what Trap talking about. If you talking about Brittany being that cocaine, we all dabbling, man, please stop it, bro. I don't know how you're going to put a tag on anybody else except yourself. If you talking about Brittany being cocaine, shit. Anyway, Kell Brook has been on record in his retirement after coming off that win with Amir Khan, right? Same Kell Brook who has been world champion while he was an active professional fighter. Damning video was shown with him having some recreational, you know what I'm saying, fun. He was having some recreation usage. It seemed like he was snorting cocaine. So let me tell you, let's look at the video for a minute. And you can see for yourself. Now, as we look at that video, it looked like he was snorting a line of cocaine, okay? Come to find out, his admission, yes, it was a line of cocaine. Also, we'll put it out there that it's good that he finally came out and spoke to the people and admitted that supposedly he's going to get help, which I don't believe. But one thing I want to make perfectly clear about about something that may be going on in Kell Brook's life right now is that that's not the first time he did that shit. That's not the first time Kell Brook did that. Kell Brook has probably been doing cocaine for a minute, yo. I'm just being honest. That's not the first time. He goddamn made that line disappear like David Copperfield. Seriously. He made that shit disappear like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Jamal Neezy. $5 in the super chat. Much appreciated, brother. Salute to you. Thank you for your donation, man. I'm looking at this with Kell Brook that this isn't the first time he did this. And he didn't start once he was retired. Nah. Listen to me while I tell you this. Because in order for him, in my opinion, to get so comfortable with doing lines of cocaine, to have somebody with the phone out, is that he's been a part of some recreational fun, liberty, some parties, nightlife. You know what I'm saying? With somebody like that before. He's been there already. He was comfortable with somebody filming him doing this shit. Now, you might not like what I'm about to say next, but I'm just bringing you a different point of view from where I'm at in life right now. Kell Brook is out of the sport, right? I really don't care what he's doing with his nose. I don't care, bro. I really don't care to see him, doing this shit, with cocaine and having somebody freaking recording it. And he's feeling so comfortable. And he even threw a 1-2 combination, with it, feeling good. Like, yeah, my nigga. Yeah. See, you thought you was going to get over on me? No, I made that line disappear. Come on, man. Kell Brook. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this man has did this before. I'm going to say he's much more experienced than just this video coming out. I'm going to say that he's having fun in his recreational life outside of the sport. I really, truly don't feel no type of way about this shit. I've seen so much worse in boxing, bro, that this does very little for me. You want to know something that hits me a little bit harder than seeing Kell Brook snort a line of cocaine as a retired fighter who'd been punched in the head and took crazy amount of abuse during his career? I still remember the time of Pritchard Cologne fight where I was looking at that shit, right? And when Pritchard wasn't having the best fight, when he went down to the canvas and said his head was hurting, those in attendance actually started booing Pritchard. They actually started booing him. You know what I'm saying? They actually believed that he was faking it to get out of the fight. They didn't believe him, y'all. This man was on the canvas pleading to the referee my head hurts, man. Not only that, those individuals that was commentating ringside, one of the guys said he deserves many Academy Awards for this one. And then the other guy said, nah, this may be an Emmy. They themselves, the commentators, was joking on air saying that Pritchard Cologne was faking this shit. Then this man ended up happened to have a portion of his brain skull removed because he had bleeding on the brain. And then he slipped into a coma. He went into a coma for 221 days. And he's never been the same since that night that he was in the boxing ring. Never. He's never been the same, bro. I was watching one of his videos because I follow what they're doing. I was watching a video where they were singing Birthday to him. And I think it was his mother, I'm assuming. And they were singing Happy Birthday. And Pritchard was like, shaking his head. No. And he wanted them to sing it in Spanish. I say, dang, there is a bit of cognizance, cognizance that's going on there. You know what I'm saying? He is able to interpret. But he's definitely would never be the same person he was when he was boxing. When I see Kell Brook doing a recreational drug such as cocaine, can it lead to other things? Yeah, it can. I don't care. I don't care about him doing what he's doing. Because it's people that do worse than that in their everyday life, right? We see people indulge in certain recreational drugs all the time. It just doesn't sit nowhere with me when I see, like, if that particular recreational behavior or what you're doing violates your full-time job. Just like Caleb Plant said, when I show up, I be on weight and I don't test positive for cocaine and stuff like that. Now, if that's affecting your job to the point where you pop dirty for cocaine, okay, it's a problem. You were stupid. But what people do in their everyday life behind closed doors, I'm not the person to judge. Like, I'm not gonna judge him being out of the sport. I'm critical on fighters doing some dumb shit while they still active. But if a motherfucker is retired, they done served their time, and a video, we're not talking about while he was active duty, but a video while he's retired, he's doing a line or whatever he's doing, he's doing cocaine. Hey, that's him, bro. He's never been a favorite fighter of mine, but as a human being, as a grown ass man, I'm saying I'm not putting too much emphasis on that. That's not me though. I never did the shit. I haven't, I just never been that guy to do too much of anything when it comes down. Marijuana, drugs, none of that shit. It's just never been me. I'm not knocking people who do. The only time I will say something about a person that's feeling good is that it affects me. Like some people just have mood changes and shit. You know what I'm saying? They have mood changes. They ain't on their shit. If they ain't feeling good, they mean and motherfucking, they got a temper, they impulsive as fuck, and all they want to do is argue. You know what I'm saying? Just like, finding a sexy ass woman, but yeah, she's an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? She's a bit bossy, aggressive, and short-tempered when she don't have her drink. But when she get her drink, she the nicest, seductive individual you can know in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, baby, this is marriage material right here. Let that alcohol goddamn wear off overnight and it's on and popping. You are now at DEFCON 1. That's the only time I have a problem with it. So, Kell Brook, man, don't let nobody record you. If you're going to do this shit behind, closed doors in the privacy of your own home, get that shit done, bro. Do you. I don't care shit about that. You ain't in the sport. You don't have to answer to people. All that. Just remember, if you ever think about coming back, this video is always going to be part of the conversation. I wonder if Kell Brook is still on coke. There's been plenty of people that did some crazy shit. Mike Tyson has pictures out there where he was at a party and has damn white shit all over his nose. But people won't dare say anything about that. And he wasn't even out the sport yet, bro. He was still active. There's been plenty of fighters that have freaking drug addictions in the sport of boxing. This is a tough ass sport. This is the hurt business, man. This shit is a lay me down sport. You can actually find yourself damn near disabled, at a point of your career, after your career, and you die earlier than most people. This is a hurt fucking business. I know people take for granted, but these guys been punched in the head. And any human being that's being altered from constant punishment and damage, they're gonna act a certain way. That's why when fighters, they are the way they are. Some are approachable, some are assholes. I sit up here, okay, that ain't a nice dude. Okay, what about over here? Cool, approachable person, communicate, cool. But I'm not gonna hate Kell Brook because he up here doing some shit as a retiree. Handle your business, bro. That's just ain't what I do. I don't know if that was your girl who recorded you, But I'm gonna tell you, truth be told, I don't think Kell Brook give a damn. I don't know why the fuck he apologized. I don't think that shit was genuine. This nigga is retired. Retired, bro. That's just like going up in a bar and seeing somebody drinking like, man, you an alcoholic. Oh my God, let's speak outside the bar. Just come out here on the catwalk right quick so we can talk about it. Dude, I'm chilling with my family and friends, man. Come on, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Enough of Kell Brook. He's gotten too much of my time. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Let me see what's in the chat. Haney has expressed how much he wants to fight Lomachenko. Hold on for a second. Lomachenko on several occasions. Now Loma taking advantage during negotiations. I hope the fight gets made. Good test for both. I'm rocking with Haney. Yeah, I'm going with Haney in this fight, man. I believe he's improved. Okay, Trap say the white girl. Well, you can't put that tag off on me. I ain't never did no motherfucking cocaine, none of that damn narcotics. Never in my life. Man, Kell retired. I ain't tripping. He grown, man. Doing it on video is a poor decision. Whichever one of his friends behind the camera is a hodo. Yeah, I believe that. You know, like Kell Brook stood up knowing that person was recording him. Now, look, I have to take this consideration too. I don't know if it was from a phone. I don't know if the person did it to get a little bit extra cash, because some of these tabloids, they pay the source. They do. They pay you. But I don't know if it was a hidden camera or anything like that, but he seemed to be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? He got up, he postured, and he threw a two-punch combination and let people know, yeah, ring the motherfucking bell on that goddamn line. Ring the bell. Like it was goddamn the Wall Street, goddamn it. Ring the bell. I got stock in this right here. Man, Kell retired ain't tripping. Okay. He snorted all the happiness in the room. He was shadow boxing. Yeah, he felt good, bro. He felt good. You're right, W says he was boxing like he beat the line up after snorting it. Man, he was nice with it, bro. Kell probably said after that, hey, listen, just think about this. I know it's far-fetched. Just think about this, right? What if we was able to do a line before we went out for the next round? Oh my God, it would be great. The way I feel right now, I know what Rick James was talking about when he said cocaine is a hell of a drug. God damn. I can beat anybody. You know I'd be undisputed if I just did a line every time, every round. Before I go out for every round, I'd be undisputed. The way I feel, I'm unstoppable. Kell Brooks say I'm unstoppable, dude. It says I'm saying I don't think we should shame Brook for something that was commonplace in the community for many brothers in the 60s and 70s. Use brown and 35 to 60 white, 35 down green. Mike did it. I'm not getting everything you say, but I'm going to try to pretty much decipher as much as I can. So first of all, let's get some distinguish something, right? Some clarification. My thumbnail is Kell Brook cocaine admission. His admission is based off the article and the video that was put out. Attachment to that submission is who he is as a fighter and what his actions are. You have to give me an opportunity to shame. I haven't shamed that man at all. I said, I don't care. I guess you didn't allow it to play out, but I didn't care. I don't care about what he's doing. I'm just doing a live stream on it because he was a former world champion and a boxer. That's all. I'm not shaming him for anything. I grew up around that. You know, those age groups. I didn't grow up around that shit he doing. If you was trying to say we all did it as in physically, you're wrong. We don't always. We haven't all did it. You're wrong with that. And I would never put that label on everybody. But I can tell you when I was in 2-9 and I went to MOS school, and I put this out there before. I was cutting hair. I was cutting Marines' hair in the barracks. I was doing barrack cuts, making extra money. I always wanted to go to Hollywood. I heard about Hollywood. So when I went down to Hollywood from 2-9, I took a bus down that motherfucker and went up in this club. I paid this runner to get up in this club that you had to be 21. Here I am, was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I was a teenager now. Dude was 17 years old. That's the first time I ever seen some people in the club doing coke. I didn't need some flashcards to figure it out. Like they had a part of the club that I came in through the back door, and it was a lot of shit going on back there. So I'm out of the city, street smart enough to go up in that motherfucker like I've been there before. Plus, like I said, from 11 years old to 12 years old, I was already 6'1", 6'2". So I really didn't get the experience that other people had at that age of growing into something. I had a growth spurt like you wouldn't believe, and I grew up early. So when I walked up in there, they probably perceived me as being older than what I was. But that's the first time I seen coke. Never did that shit, dog. I seen them motherfuckers doing some crazy shit up in there. It was sex going on up in that. It was wild. I ain't gonna lie, but I got an ATL poker face, dog. You know what I'm saying? It was experience for me, real talk. But I ain't never been that guy, man. I just don't like this shit. I barely even drink alcohol, to be honest. Yeah, I really don't care about Kell Brook doing any of that, man. To each his own. I just hope it doesn't get to a point where he's spending a crazy amount of money on it, and it's affecting his life. It's affecting him and his family and all that. But when it comes down to it, man, like I said, I went in a club in Hollywood, straight out the city of the A, went through boot camp at MOS school. I heard about this club. I seen all them people out there. Me being, street savvy, I talked to this dude. I said, man, can you get me up in that club? He said, yeah, you got so-and-so. I said, all right, cool. Took me in through the back. And he said, just be cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Went up in there, and that's when I came in through this one area. And there was a lot of shit going on. I even had a roommate when I was at my first duty station leaving MOS school. He left for a long period of time and came back. And I knew he had some type of problem. I just didn't know what problem it was. I thought it was maybe crack or something like that, but he said it was cocaine. So the Corps allowed him to go to rehab without kicking him out, clean him up, and he came back to the barracks. And he didn't stay long. He was there for maybe about 3 or 4 weeks, and they PCS'd him up out of there and went to another duty station. Yep. Sniffing yayo is more dangerous than ever. Now, yayo today is just like all these strands that we have today. Niggas are not gaining weight off that shit. They getting skinny as hell. They don't even eat. Come on, bro. When you start shadow boxing after a bump, it's fish scale. Hey, L dog, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know what that means, bro. I'm not astute or inclined to that type of verbiage. I don't know what it's a fish scale. What does that mean, man? Educate me, man. Educate me on fish scale. The White Howard went from 5'11" to 6'11" in 1 year. Wow. That's crazy. Hey, man. Shit, in elementary, it was like, God damn, you done got tall as hell. I was hoping I could get up to 6'5", 6'6". Damn. I said, just give me 6'5", 6'6", God. Come on. Goddamn, just give me a little bit more, goddamn it. But what's that fish scale, man? While you figure that out, I'm gonna take this down. Enough of Kell Brook posting up, but man, stay safe out there with yourself, Kell. That's the most I can give you, bro. You wasn't my favorite fighter to, anyway, but that's the most, spotlight I can give you. You know what I'm saying? You out there having fun. You threw that combination. You felt good. I know you probably thought, damn, what could I have been if I could do a line of coke before I go out and fight? You know what I'm saying? But on to the next one, man. We must continue to identify or to address, the certain intricacies that goes on the YouTube community. So recently, there's been circulation of, for whatever reason, there's been circulation about Brian Norman Jr. Shout out to Assassin 2.0, his pops, man. And I know, look, I know what it is. I've been listening to a lot of shit. And I appreciate Blue Blood using my picture, but didn't cite me for it. I know. I know. It's all good. You used my picture that you got from his IG, which said clearly World Combat Sports. You didn't want to cite me for. I get it. I got it, bro. I got it. But at least I have content out there on other people's network, but I mean other people's social media platforms. But I guess the Boxing Voice had Brian Norman Jr. on previously, and then his pops just the other day. And I think this was in reference to conversation about something Bernie the Boxer have said. I don't know. It was kind of blended in with him critiquing Brian Norman Jr.'s performance with his last opponent, and Bernie the Boxer having something to say about it. And then the whole entire fiasco with what happened with sparring with him and Bud Crawford. Because Bernie the Boxer is attached to Team Crawford, okay? He's been knowing the man extensively for a long time, since he was the age of 7. Okay, in the boxing community, we've been here, done this already, right? We already know the instigators and provocators. We already know the antagonists. So this is actual. I don't find this is boxing news that's irrelevant. This is boxing news, man. They're legitimate. His pops box legitimate. Norman Sr. He boxed legitimate, a legitimate boxing career, bro. And his son, legitimate boxing career, father-son duo tandem out here, and they finally getting to a point where people are seeing them back in the spotlight. Because his last fight wasn't his first time fighting. But that's not even the point. The point is, somehow, some way, we have once again seen the revelation of Blue Blood Sports speaking on Crawford. Speaking in a baleful type way of that he's now, trying his best to criticize him, just the way it was before all this shit happened with BOK Prime. Now, let me give you a little backstory. First of all, as Blue Blood Sports stated in his live, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. So he's speaking that he spoke to 2 sources, right? And it's okay for you to speak to 2 sources. But I was one of the sources you didn't speak to, obviously, because I was there. I was there. And truth be told, I was really the only content creator there. I'm talking about actually content creator, not a fighter, content creator. Let's put that shit out. I was the only content creator off this damn YouTube shit that was there. Everybody else was fighters. So let's get some things straight. So since Blue Blood wants to caveat off the interview, I don't mind it, bro. I'm just speaking in general. I'm just keeping it, the usual hot grease that you're going to get off this shit. Okay. So He wants to talk to somebody else. He didn't talk to me. He mentioned 2 sparring sessions that highlights what people are talking about with Brian Norman. That was the Tank Davis sparring session with Tank, Brian Norman's sparring session with Tank, and the one he had with Terrence Bud Crawford. All right. I was at both of those, right? So somehow it has started to boil into the talking points of the YTC once again. For some reason, I don't know. I don't know why it's boiled over the way it is. It's definitely in the grease. People are trying to cook with these topics again because they want to find a different avenue to take to keep Crawford's name in their mouth. Because Crawford's doing big numbers on him. He's just not getting compensated for it. You know, Crawford's doing big numbers, man. Heavy as the head who wears the crown. You know, he's still wearing the crown. So these guys got to continue to find smear critiques to put out here. So let's talk about the sparring session, right? And I'm really tired of talking about it because this was a sparring session that he had prior to going in there knocking out Sean Porter. Let that sizzle, like Country Wayne said, let that sizzle in your spirit, bro. So I seen both of the TBV interviews and everything, and I've been on record as saying this before. He sparred Hitchens first. First of all, let me go back to Crawford coming to the gym. Crawford came in there, just got off the plane, came in there to spar. All right. I put a video out there of him warming up and everything. Brian Norman Jr. was in there warming up. One thing I told you about Norman, when it comes time for him to spar, right? It's the same way that the same tenaciousness that you're going to get is if he's getting ready for a fight. There's plenty of pictures that I've taken of him in the moment where he's just not the person that you want to be around trying to carry a conversation with if he's about to go spar or he's about to go fight. You know, he puts himself in a whole nother mindset. The first part of his last fight is basically what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like he was pacing around back and forth, you know, waiting his turn to go in there and spar. I kept a visual on that the entire time. I did. I pay attention as much as I can to my surroundings. I've seen him at fights. I've seen him in situations that's who he is. He turns the motherfucking switch on and it's a wrap. It don't come back off until he steps outside the ropes. Period. Crawford was in there warming up. It was a lot of people in that motherfucker. So Crawford went in there and sparred Richardson Hitchens. You know, that was kind of light sparring. Crawford wasn't doing too much. Hitchens was, you know, it was just jabs, just working on technique, just moving around. You know, they was just moving around. All right. It wasn't anything intense about his sparring session with Hitchens. Real talk. I don't even know for sure. No disrespect to Hitchens. I don't know if he actually warmed up in that. I don't know. But it was still sparring. I think they went 3 rounds. All right. So he got up out of there. And then next was Brian Norman Jr. He entered the ring on the far side. This is his first time stepping in there with someone like Terrence Crawford. You know, top pound for pound guy. A lot of people in the gym, like, look, that whole gym wasn't supposed to be that way, right? And when you put so many people in the gym and you have some competitiveness, like you got a young lion in there, his mindset was different than Hitchens. Seriously, Hitchens was on some whole nother wavelength type respect shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going in there to cause chaos. That's just what I'm saying. That's just what I'm observing. Hitchens didn't go in there to cause chaos. He went in there to move around. But Brian Norman Jr. went in there to cause chaos, man. He wasn't there for no light shit. He was in there facing the 3-weight world champion, pound for pound best. It was a lot of people in the gym, and he wanted to goddamn put that fire. He wanted to goddamn set the ring on fire. So when he entered the ring, you know, I don't know how many seconds it was. I couldn't really tell you if they touched gloves. But when the bell fucking rung, it wasn't too long that Brian Norman came out and landed a right hand. I'm talking about, it wasn't a straight linear right hand. It was like a right cross. You know what I'm saying? A vicious right cross out the gate. A right cross. It happened. I seen it with my own pupils. He landed a vicious right cross. Crawford had his hands up. He was hit. He took a step back, his right leg. When he took a step back with his right leg, he held himself and he wobbled. All right? Listen to what I'm saying. He was hit with a vicious right hand. He had his hands up. The shot still got through. And when he took a step back, his right leg wobbled a little bit. It wobbled. He was obviously hurt a little bit. All right? Now, let's get some let's get some separation as far as being hurt, about to hit the canvas, and to what I just told you all. At no point in time did Crawford look like he was about to go down on the canvas. His knees didn't buckle like Floyd Mayweather did when Sugar Shane hit him. No, it wasn't that type. When Shane Mosley hit Floyd Mayweather and his knees buckled the second time, you know what I'm saying? When he landed that overhand right, it looked like Floyd may have he may have been close to touching the canvas, but he didn't do it. And this, Crawford just stepped back, planted his right leg, and his leg wobbled a little bit. Brian Norman Jr. lit him up with the right hand. It was a vicious right hand out the gate. But all this other stuff I'm hearing about, Crawford was damn near about to get knocked down and, you know, he was hurt for a amount of second. No. He was hurt. Absolutely. Because even Crawford said he tried to kill him. I know he was just talking. You know what I'm saying? But in layman's turn, Brian Norman was there on some different type. You know what I'm saying? Brian was on some different type of sparring. It wasn't no move around shit like Hitchens was doing. He was in there to prove a point. He wanted to get good work. Crawford wasn't on that time. Crawford didn't seem like he was on that time. I'm not making no excuses for Crawford. I'm not doing it. I'm telling you what WCS, as a grown man, and I'm telling you with my own voice what I know. That he joked around lightheartedly with Hitchens, and then the tornado rolled in. The tornado rolled in. Sometimes that happened with sparring, but Crawford wasn't on that time. He wasn't serious. You know, he wasn't sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, thinking he's about to go in there to a championship fight. He just had a lighthearted, playful session with Hitchens, and then Brian Norman stepped through the ropes and lit him up with a freaking right hand. Lit him up. And he stepped back, his right leg wobbled. Then they kept on sparring. Then he got hit again when he came off the ropes. I didn't see him wobble again. I didn't see him wobble. It took him probably some time to recover from the first shot, but he wasn't like high guard, not doing anything. He played it smart, the shake out the cartwheels or whatever, and Brian Norman Jr. just kept on pressing. Like when Crawford came off the ropes, Brian landed somewhat the same intensity that you seen him in the fight when he almost stopped old boy in the first round. He was giving Crawford the same intensity, like he was really landing some leather. I mean, some hard punches. And then it settled down and they sparred. You know what I'm saying? Crawford, you know, gained his senses back. I mean, you're talking about people who compete in the sport, bro. I don't appreciate y'all just up here trying to exaggerate the shit and you wasn't even there. He wasn't hurt like that to the point where it's almost like he was about to hit the canvas, or he was hurt bad. What's the level of bad? I see cats get hurt all the time in sparring. They'll freeze up just a little bit, or some. And then and then you see some fold over. Then you see some take a knee. You see some on their face. You see some on their back. You see some turn their back. I'm just saying, I done heard this over and over again. People don't want to ask me, but I was at both sparring sessions. He had the same energy when he sparred Tank, which in my opinion was a very legendary sparring session. I'm not here to get into it with Tank fans. I'm not here to get into it with Norman Jr. fans. I seen what I saw. If that sparring session, those 2 days would have been recorded, that shit would have been in the high millions. The high millions. They would have had something to talk about. If that shit would have been recorded, of them throwing bombs the way they were and how it ended, it'd be a whole different conversation out here on the YTC, bro. I'm just saying, it'd be a whole different conversation about some things on the YTC, because it's funny how other gyms can record sparring sessions and bring it up later on in their career. But in that particular sparring session, everybody wanted the cameras off and shit, and couldn't do this, couldn't take pictures, couldn't do this and that. I'm like, why though? So definitely the sparring session, in my opinion, with him and Tank Davis was much more memorable because it was longer. Plus they was damn sparring off the clock majority of that 2-day sparring session, and it was vicious. And also, when Brian Norman did coming out opening the bell, he did land that right hand, man. That shit was goddamn, that was some ammunition right there. But like I say before, I'm not here to exacerbate any of that and saying Crawford was seriously hurt. Not to me. He was hurt, but he wasn't seriously hurt. Like when his leg wobbled, obviously he had to regain his composure. But y'all are here saying like the man was about to go down, like he was about to get knocked, about to take a knee, or he about to fall out. That's not the case, man. And I'm really, to be honest with you, really, I don't know why people are bringing this shit up about Crawford. Just based off what Bernie said, sparring is sparring. Sparring is sparring, man. That's all I can say. It's some people that got better of their opposition in sparring, of course. But then again, when you get out here under the lights, you have different routes people take. They might have gotten the best in sparring back in here, but this person is a multi-division world champion. That person still haven't did anything. I'm talking about the bigger names that has all this sparring that they did way back when they was the amateurs. And you know what I'm saying? When they was teenagers, they did all this sparring. And then you look at the same people trying to bring that shit up now. It's all over boxing. It's never going to change, y'all. You're going to have people that's braggadocious about sparring, that's bragging because they got the best. But then again, if they never meet up in the ring, if they never fight each other, what good is sparring going to do? Because, I know they mentioned that some about Bernie them saying they called him out there, and Norman them turned it down. I heard that, but I don't know the inside. I don't know the inside. I haven't spoken to his pops directly about that, but that, I heard the scoop on what he mentioned on TBV. I only can take him at his word, TBV. But people don't know the timeline on how that shit happened. Once again, they don't want to ask me shit. But after he had that sparring session with Terrence Crawford, of course, it was some boxers in there that wasn't content creators that was going to go spread the rumor. And unfortunately, some people that I do know that was trying to exaggerate it more than what it is. And you was just lying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was just lying on that shit, man. Y'all know it didn't go down like that. He didn't get knocked down. He wasn't, you know, on rumpin noodle legs, falling all over the place in the ropes and all that, like y'all was exaggerating. That wasn't the case, bro. I mean, it's always sparring all the time, shit. But I think the thing that lit the flame again was, I guess, Bernie was expressing his opinion about it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So, I wanted to tell Blue that I disagree with, him keep on reiterating that this is the way it went down and you heard from two sources. I am the source. I was there. I am the source. Just because somebody take a step back and they leg wobble a little bit, yeah, he was hurt because Brian Norman came out the gate and blasted him. He lit him up. No doubt about it. The same way when him and Tank started fighting, they was dropping bombs in there. They dropped way more bombs in there than bombs that was thrown in that sparring session because that was totally different. But that happens in sparring, y'all. And no, Crawford wasn't about to get knocked down, anything like that. No, not even the case, bro. Not even the case. Don't believe all these dudes is being opportunists. They try to bring up new information since, the Boxing Voice. Shout out to the Boxing Voice for solid interview, having them on the panel. But I am the source, brother. I was at the sparring session. And I'm telling you, he wasn't about to hit the canvas. He wasn't about to get knocked out. None of that shit. But I do accredit Brian Norman for coming out and not only landing that shot, but he landed another 2 or 3 shots too. The same energy that he was giving his opponent last fight, that's pretty much what he did at Crawford when he came off the ropes. That's about it, man. Then they went back to sparring, and then it was over. You feel me? That's all I can say about it. People can say what they want, but they wasn't fucking in the building, bro. They want to keep on making shit up about this sparring session. They wasn't in the building. That's facts. That I know. You wasn't in the building. So you can talk all that shit about who your sources are and all that. If your sources were the same sources that was up here exaggerating that he was damn near about to get knocked out, well, you got bogus ass sources, man. Because I was right there ringside. It couldn't get any closer than where I was. And I was looking at every goddamn punch, man. And it was a very good sparring session too. As long as it lasted, I enjoyed it. But the Tank situation with him was much more of a live wire type of sparring than what we seen at Granite City. Shout out to Granite City Boxing Academy, man. Shout out to them cats over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to them. Team Norman, Team Crawford. Hey, it's just go down in a part of history. But if anyone and everyone want to hear from somebody who was there, just like the one that was at the damn Tank, I was the only YouTube content creator at that motherfucking sparring session too. But people want to goddamn get online and ask everybody else, what you think happened? Well, I heard. Nigga, I was there. Ringside as close as you can get. Sweat flying and everything. And it was a small ring. That's what I say that shit was legendary. The ring they have at Granite City was bigger than the ring that Coach Mustafa had in his gym. It wasn't no running. It wasn't nowhere to go. That's what makes that shit even worse. They was dropping bombs at close quarters. It was a legendary sparring match. Seriously. It was legendary. I mean, I don't know if Tank will ever give credit because he went in there and sparred a lot of people. And once again, Tank is winning under the big lights. He's this pay-per-view star. Tank gonna talk his shit. But I'm just saying it was good shit, man. It was a legendary sparring match. That shit would have had millions upon millions of views out here. Seriously, it would have been incredible, bro. Back to the chat, though. A fish scale, pure, raw, uncut, blow the good stuff. Okay. All right. The same one Lynn Byes had too? Is that the same one, uncut, that Lynn Bias had? Cause I remember when he was on that fish scale or something like that, and that was the last time he took a swim. Toby Bartlett, salute to you. Big shout out on deck from across the pond, man. Shout out to you in the building, bro. Mark Nash on deck. What's good? So, y'all just take it easy on, the topics that's now coming back up about Crawford sparring, and people just want to make a big deal out of it just today and come up with another live stream. Man, it ain't that serious. I ain't gonna lie, it's not that serious. Hey, can y'all get the likes up, please? It's like 20 in the building, 16, man. Unless y'all ear hustling. That's okay too, man. Ear hustling, it's all good. But yeah, ask me. Hit me in the DM on IG, man, like a lot of other people do. You have questions about that shit, let me know. I'm not here to make everybody happy. All these fighters can voice their opinion to other fighters and give their critique on who they like or don't like. But then when a content creator as a grown fucking man give his opinion, it's hating. No, I'm gonna keep that shit as sliced down the middle as I possibly can, bro. I'm not up here switching up every other week just to appease my audience, and hopefully I get some more super chats. That's not what I'm doing, bro. That's not what I'm doing. I don't live my life like that. But when it comes down to it, for some apparent reason, you know what I'm saying, Blue Blood is going back to dogging Crawford. After I told him, hey, you're going to have to leave the LDBC, I guess he chose to say, you know what, I gotta switch back over. I got to start doing videos, criticizing Crawford again, and get back in the good graces of those who are trying to freaking off with the head. You know what I'm saying? Off with the head. This dude switch up every freaking time. And when I was saying it, once again, I guess I was too old and people didn't want to listen. And then everybody started to see it. And they was like, oh, shit. Yeah, now we get it. Now we know what he was talking about. It's all good. Martin King Boxing on deck. Salute to you. Poplar James, salute on deck. How the hell I'm just getting this? I don't know, bro. OZ in the building. You know what it is? If that's what type of company you're in, embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Embrace that company. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday too. But I just wanted to make a point to put it out there, man. Y'all have any questions about that? Make sure you talk to a content creator that was there. You know what I'm saying? Not a fighter. A fighter's mentality is going to be different. They're going to side with people who they want to side with. I don't have to side with anybody. Nobody ain't paying me shit. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you from what I seen right there personally. With my own eyes. I seen the shit. I have fighters on my hard drive that has been hurt. I have fighters on my hard drive that's knocked out cold. Do you see me plastering that shit all over social media? I have plenty of fighters that I went and was in attendance for a fight and they was knocked out. I'm saying, don't too many people know about it because it was on a regional level. I mean, I don't sit up here and put it as a thumbnail and say, let's talk about this guy. The fateful night that he was knocked out cold by a guy who had a record of 1-6. Let's talk about that. Nah, fuck that. I don't know as a fan because I wasn't there. The info comes from real boxing journalists like you. I appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to get it out there to those who understand that this topic that's all of a sudden coming to light, I guess because they, it was somewhat a post-fight critique of Norman's last fight, and his dad came on to give his take on it based off, I guess, something they heard from Bernie the Boxer. And then Bernie the Boxer came in after that. Y'all really need to check out and get more clarification for yourself. Check out the live that went on yesterday, and you'll see where I'm coming from with this. You know what I'm saying? Both of the guys don't bite their tongue now. Norman Sr. don't bite his tongue. Burn the Boxer ain't gonna bite his tongue. We're talking about two voices that you're gonna hear on the YTC every now and then. Either way it goes in life, personality-wise, they don't bite their tongue for nobody. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen, bro. So one gonna tell their side of the story, the other gonna tell their side of the story. One thing you know, it is what it is, shawty. I'm just saying, it is what it is. They ain't gonna bite their motherfucking tongue for none of y'all shit. For real, dog. But it's Friday, man. Definitely, I'll be back on a little later today. Thanks to everyone who pulled up. Salute. Keep on supporting the channel, man. We're gonna turn up a little later. I just wanted to then kind of touch on these topics or whatever, not going too in depth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't bring this up to make a video on him. You know, I just want to talk about something that's not being spoken on too much about, you know, Lomachenko situation, Devin Haney. I saw Town Biz talk about it. I say that's a good topic. Let me speak on it because I have been observing it, but I haven't really been paying attention. I mean, not paying attention. I haven't really been speaking on it. I have been paying attention. And if you are paying attention, you can clearly see that it's not being talked about as much at all. You know, it's not being talked about as much. I think people was talking more about the Kell Brook situation than they was with damn Lomachenko talking about I'll fight him anywhere to now, he heavyweight, oh shit, he's still 135. I think he 225. You know what I'm saying? What happened to fight anywhere? But y'all hold that shit down, man. Continue to support the channel. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out, man.